Welcome to What's What with Old Man Liver, your crazy, fucked up, freaky friend. And I'm here with Mama Tess, my partner in literally everything.
Hello.
And we're going to be discussing, we're going to continue our reality podcast where we discuss the various events and businesses and things we have going on. And today we're going to talk about an event we just threw in West Virginia called the Wasteland Jamboree. Now, it's the first time we ever, I'm wearing the shirt. So there you go. First time we ever tried to hold an event over there, and it was done through our company called Butter Popcorn Productions. So we do have another Good Springs-based businesses that we do a lot of live events through, from Breast Fest, Nevada Blues Festival, Mojave Mardi Gras, Mojave Mayhem, and now the
Wasteland Jamboree.
So that's all started 5 years ago, roughly. We had acquired the saloon the previous year, and we realized there were a lot of fans of the video game Fallout New Vegas that were coming to the saloon every day, and felt like we were kind of letting them down because it was cool for them to be in here because we're actually in the game known as the Prospector Saloon, and also our Good Springs General Store is in the game called the Good Springs General Store, and the cemetery, the local elementary school, it's in the town itself is all in the game Fallout New Vegas. So when we realized that we had regular fans coming around just that knew that part of our history, which is an important part, even though it's more recent, part of our 113, 14-year history, it's still an important part. So we decided to dedicate a wall in the dining room to where Fallout fans could leave, donations and things that were meaningful to them, and now it's turned into a giant shrine for Fallout.
Yes.
And then we also, around July of 2022, we said,
Let's start our first event.
Yeah, we're like, let's see if anyone wants to come around for National Video Game Day. And we expected 20, maybe 50 people, God forbid 100 at best. And we had 1,000.
1,000 showed up.
And it was a very winged event because we weren't expecting that. So literally, for the cosplay contest, the cash prizes were what the cash I had in my wallet at the time.
Very spontaneous.
Yeah, we had to hit up a guy that was near the stage that, we just said, oh, you look like you've been to some of these things. What category should we have? And I was like, best in show. So I'm like, and then I get right on stage, best in show is going to be, and it was that winged. And the guy I spoke to now is a dear friend of ours, and we've gotten to know well, and it's the whole community is great. We have lifelong friends we would have never had had we not started throwing these events. But once we threw the first one, we couldn't ever get away with that being it.
Yeah, we had opened up Pandora's box at that
point. We did. And the Amazon show, which now there is an Amazon Prime show called Fallout, it had not even come out yet.
No.
So these are diehard fans from when the video game was released in 2010.
Correct.
And so still wanting to come around and celebrate the game.
And the event has grown each year.
It just got more and more and bigger.
More popular.
But we would hear from time to time people on the East Coast going, hey, I've never been able to make it out. I can't afford to take the time off work. There's gas and travel expenses and that kind of thing because the event's now a 3-day event. So this year we said, well, let's take the celebration to them on the East Coast. And West Virginia has at least a correlation to the Fallout community because a lot of the spots in Fallout 76 video game take place there. Right. And but it's not just for 76 fans. It's for everybody that can't come out to the West Coast or wants to come to both.
And it's not just it's post-apocalyptic fans. It's fans of Cryptid. It's all kinds of different.
Really, anyone that
embraces a very wide community.
And I tell people, even if you've never heard of Fallout, or you're not a gamer, it's a fascinating festival to come to because it's unique. I think it's like nothing else. Certainly, I've ever been to.
I think this is a great opportunity for us to explain we are not a con.
That's right.
This is not a con.
We don't follow.
We don't follow the con
rules.
We don't structure our events in a way that are intended to be a con. Do we pay attention to what goes on with cons so that we understand the expectation of the community? Sure. But that's not what we're trying to accomplish.
No, never.
Anyone who has that thought process may be a little surprised or a little taken back or a little shocked by how we might run some of the things. And so I think that's a really important thing for us to clarify as people attend one of these events. It's not your traditional Comic-Con style convention. That's not what we are. We are a fan-based, fan-driven festival of fun.
Hey, that's a great slogan.
There's a lot of
Somebody
F's
write
in
that
there. Well, the good thing is it's on tape now, so
okay,
we can
yeah, I
we
guess
can
we don't
reference
have
it
to
back
write it
whenever
down.
we need to. But I think I think that's really important for our fans to understand, and those that may be seeking to come to one of the future events is to really level set some expectations of we're not your traditional convention.
That's right.
We don't want to be.
No,
We want to set our own course and our own path, and our team of volunteers that help put this on, and our core staff volunteers, I think is what we like to call them, they help guide this and all of the feedback that we get from fans who attend. And we're not perfect. We're not,
it's never going to be
it's never going to be perfect.
But
We
I think
screw stuff up all the time.
I think it was pretty smooth.
But we fix it.
Yeah, everything.
And we did a really, I'm very proud of the event we just held.
Yeah, and one great idea you had was sending people the wristbands in the mail ahead of
Yes.
time, so you didn't necessarily have to wait in a long registration
Correct.
line, which was always our issues in the past.
Yes.
So that solved a lot of issues with the lines. We had plenty of buses, so people didn't have issues
Yeah.
with bus lines, because we still had to bus people from a parking area into the town of Sutton and Flatwoods, because they're very small towns
Absolutely.
like Good Springs out
And
here.
I want to address that real quick
Yeah.
about the registration lines and the need for additional buses, and where the fact that we encouraged everyone to get their passes well in advance so that we could get that into the mail to them. But that also helped with our planning. So we had enough buses because we knew how many people were coming.
Right.
And I'll address what happened last year with Mojave Mayhem, and we had 2,000 people purchase tickets in less than 24 hours. We didn't have enough buses.
Even as the event was starting.
The event was starting. And so when we are planning and preparing, and you have an anticipated number of people that are going to show up, and we account for same day type things, but we were not anticipating 2,000 people within 24 hours. And so we tapped out every single available bus that we could get our hands on. So when people get frustrated with a length of a line like we experienced, there's a reason why we design the registration process now the way that we are to help combat that. So we don't want people waiting. We'd rather you all be in the event having a great time and enjoying yourselves than having to stand in the line, twiddle your thumbs either in the rain or in the sun, right? So
Yeah.
there's a method to the madness. And so when we try to encourage people to get those tickets in advance so that we don't have that problem.
Yeah, it was cool. And we had
Yeah.
around 5,000 people show up for our first time, which was pretty successful.
It was
and,
great.
And another thing that the fire department was impressed with was
Absolutely.
how we spread out the people we had there. Some people were in the KOA campground we were using in the immersive zones.
Right.
Some people were in the amphitheater watching the bands or eating. Some people were in Vendor Village or the food merchants, or we also had a hotel. We were able to use inside areas there. And then the other park we had was called Holly Gray, and we had everyone parked there. And you weren't just parking and getting on a bus to come in. We had carnival rides and a whole almost
Games
like state
and
fair
food.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like
There was a mini car show that was set up over there.
had a little car show.
So there was a lot of great activities to do, and it was kind of spread out. But to your point of not just the fire department, but we had worked for months with a gentleman who his name is John Hoffman, and he is absolutely spectacular. And he helped us coordinate and organize not only with emergency management services, but with the West Virginia State Troopers, with Kramer Security, with the local volunteer fire departments. So every fire department in that county, they're all volunteer based, and they coordinated and reviewed plans. We even worked with the state emergency response teams on what it would look like to host an event. So it was incredibly well orchestrated, and we had such a robust team that was there to help support and make sure that everybody was safe. And I'm very proud of.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. The
efforts that they
911
put in.
dispatcher said she was shocked that she didn't get one call Saturday night.
Yeah, nothing to do with the events for sure, which is great.
Yeah, when you have a certain amount of people, it's just a given that. But everyone had a safe experience.
Absolutely.
It was, people seemed to have a great time. I know I did.
I did.
Something we don't do at Mojave Mayhem that we had out there was a gala night.
Oh, that was wonderful.
For an extra fee, you could pay to be part of this like elegant
It was the Fallout for Hope charity gala
Fallout for
to
Hope,
support
yep.
the Mountaineer Food Bank.
Yep.
And it was a lovely evening in terms of entertainment. We had the Satin Dolls that kicked off the night.
They were phenomenal.
We had a proposal,
That's right.
an impromptu proposal that happened.
That was awesome. I got to be part of that.
Yeah, we had the pros and cons team there that did a fun little skit with the audience and the group. We had the Nuka Court, so we had all these wonderful ladies who dressed up in their favorite Nuka Cola flavor, and they did kind of like a prom court or homecoming court,
thing, right?
or fashion show. And then we rounded out the night with the Brasset Hounds, and probably
Which were awesome.
They were amazing. And because at this point, you and I had not had a chance to sit down. We had not had dinner. We grabbed a plate. There was no utensils left. I think we grabbed something from I think one of us actually walked in the kitchen and grabbed utensils.
I was literally eating macaroni and cheese
with his hands. But we're now sitting in this room in the corner while everybody's out on the dance floor, and we hear them break into Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I was like, that's not the band singing, that's the audience. And
And
amazingly,
they
they did a great job.
It was amazing.
I was like, yeah, you can't get one happy birthday song out in key
In
like
key.
that.
We
It was
couldn't even do that the
phenomenal.
other day for us.
So yeah, if you like search those online, because those are some
That was
funny
a lot of
videos
fun.
of them, of everyone
Yeah.
singing that.
That was incredible.
So the event was super fun for the first time throwing it. And I think logistically very smooth.
Yeah.
It cost a lot more.
It did. It cost more than we anticipated.
So we were thinking, West Virginia probably better prices than Las Vegas.
And a lot of that had to do with the fact that we had to, hire out some services that we don't normally have to do when we do it here. There were some additional, requirements that were needed from a safety perspective. Obviously, the shuttles, we were hoping that we wouldn't even need in that environment, but we did, and that's okay. And it was the right thing for us to do. But then, I look at Vendor Village. We had over 30 vendors that came out. I think they all, many of them had never participated in one of our events before, and we had a few that had been consistent with us throughout Vegas. And I think they all had a great time. I know they did. We had 10 plus food vendors that were there for,
awesome.
and everything from the barbecue, Almost Heaven barbecue that had all this wild game. So there was like frog legs and elk, and and his food was fantastic. We had a chance to try it. And then there were several others, like the Two Dogs Dogs guy. He had a line for hours.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to exclude any of the other vendors, but those particular ones just happened to stand out to me.
Yeah.
But there were we heard rave reviews about all the food vendors that we had.
Broke even or came close to it,
Yeah.
and got to donate.
And just still got to donate. Yep.
The various departments and things.
Yeah. We're currently tracking of every area that we were trying to help support. Our current figures are right around 33,000 and counting. So,
so that's awesome.
It's amazing.
And it was very much appreciated because the one big difference out here, what we hold in Clark County, which is where Good Springs and Sandy Valley are located for Mojave Mayhem, it's Clark County, which is where Las Vegas is located, and they do a ton of special events all year long, and we're just another hassle really with permitting and all this stuff after F1 and before SEMA and all this kind of but over there they were like, this is great. Thank you for being here. Thanks for holding it in this county. We hope you come back. Like, very appreciative. All the businesses got into it.
The number of them that produced the bottle caps.
Yeah, all of them got into, half of them didn't even know what they were.
Right, it was really cool.
Because bottle caps are used as currency in the video game. A lot of them didn't even know that. They just knew they had to make them. Yep. And they offered them. And even the local Walmart, which I didn't even know a corporation that size.
Yeah, they got into it too.
Do something like that targeted. So they had like yellow and blue cupcakes and Fallout, vault.
They went all out.
Fallout T-shirts.
It was nice to see that level of engagement. And then the entertainment that we had.
Oh, phenomenal.
It was incredible. Every single band and performer that we had did such a great job. Like I listening back to the recordings, because, obviously you and I couldn't be at every single aspect of the event. It was really fun to hear just how talented.
Oh, I'm telling you, we discovered
some people for sure. And who knows, maybe some of them will come make an appearance in Vegas at some point.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
It'd be interesting.
And it's kind of cool that, we tried to hire, volunteers over there and staff and local baseball teams and
the high school baseball team volunteered for us,
all
and
the
we were able
bands
to.
were from within driving distance. So most of them West Virginia based,
Yep.
but there's some real talent out there.
There really
that's,
was.
That's not
There really was. It was
getting,
amazing.
Yeah, any attention, and hopefully we can help
Yeah.
that along.
We partnered with Goodwill for Industries, and they brought out their teams to help with our cleaning and janitorial services for the event, which was absolutely phenomenal. And for anyone who doesn't know much about what Goodwill services are, beyond just the donation centers and the retail locations, they really do help put people to work in positions that meet their needs, as well as job coaching and training, and get people into employment that may otherwise struggle. And so they really do some great work in the community, and we were really happy and excited to be able to partner with them for this event. I know all of their staff had a blast. They were so excited and so appreciative of being able to participate, which was really cool. The bus company that we worked with, Lone Pine Bus, did a fantastic job for us. He, their president pulled out all the stops for us and did everything they could to make this a successful event. Even getting that 8-passenger yellow golf cart at the last minute so that we
saved
could.
Our ass.
That saved our ass in many ways, even though you and I spent a lot of time driving it. It helped
fun.
us.
That was,
Yeah.
I like driving the
we
people
were
around.
able to, it helped us transport individuals that might have struggled walking up that steep hill.
Yeah, and that's. I corrected. I might have actually made $5 at this event.
Yes,
'cause
you did
someone
get
tipped me, and they didn't know who
Right.
I was, but I was like, no, please, use that with a vendor or spin it, and they refused, and
Yeah.
so I did get $5.
That was really cool.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so that was thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like it's we turned a corner,
Right.
But it was fun. And then another thing we did different was a very immersive zone that we
That
called
was super cool.
Brackenholler. And our friend Grotch really took that on and knocked
She
it out of
did.
the ballpark. And that was the first time we had where really people had come days early and set up encampments. And everyone was in costume, and you were literally living an immersive experience in there.
And the entire team she put together of individuals
Phenomenal.
that all brought out their best game. And here's the interesting part. This was intended to be the light version. This was our test for getting ready for the next time that we want to do it.
Yeah.
And if that was the light version,
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see
It's going to get nutty.
the next version
what
of
I'm
it.
saying.
So it should be really exciting to
Yeah,
see
I'm
that.
excited about it. So we did commit to coming back in
28,
2028. There's another group, Power Armor Fan Festival, that's gonna have an event in April of next year in Point Pleasant,
Point
area,
Pleasant,
West Virginia.
It's
So we're
the
gonna
end of April.
We don't want to interfere with their
Yep.
thing that they already have scheduled. So we're gonna come
And
back.
their event should be amazing.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's free.
Yep.
But then we'll come back in 2028 and do our thing.
Yep.
We don't know exactly where, if we're going to use the same facilities or elsewhere. But it was nice.
But we have some time to plan.
Yeah, we've got a couple of years, which is this event we threw together in 5 months, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which this shows you how crazy Fallout fans are. We announced the event
We didn't even know where it was going to happen.
in November, and we did not know,
Yeah.
and people bought tickets without even knowing.
So thank you all for
where it
doing
was gonna
that
be.
and having faith in us
Yeah.
that we would be able to pull off something.
Yeah, it
so
takes
it
takes
does.
a leap
And
of faith.
I think one, and I know you'll go on the roundtable.
Oh yeah, that's
Fallout
tradition.
Roundtable podcast shortly after this, and where we kind of get to talk about the things that went well, the things that didn't go well, and answer a lot of attendee questions and address some of the feedback that we get in our surveys. But ultimately, we pulled off this amazing event. We could not have done it without the staff that works with us year round in trying to pull off something like this.
Oh yeah, it's amazing
And
management
the
staff.
hundreds of volunteers that show up for us and show up for all of you to put on this
Yeah,
event.
It is
because
truly a fan organized event.
It really
now.
is.
The first few years out here, I would generally do the run of show, and now it's completely run. People with their different expertise and talent have taken over sections to really enhance everything.
Yeah.
I'm still really involved in the music stuff because I love that. That's my thing.
Yeah,
But,
I usually get logistics.
Yeah. Hey, I was on budget at least. But
You were on budget. I'm
thank
very
you.
proud of you.
I'm
You
excited.
actually came in under, which accommodated some of the other overages we had. So good job, babe.
Thanks. We're just patting ourselves on the back there.
Well, we need to.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
That's no one else.
Yeah.
No,
and
people were
and
very
even,
appreciative of it.
you know, in a shout out to the community of Braxton County, those that showed up from all over to attend the event as the
we
first
had
time.
all 50 states represented.
Absolutely.
And then at least 7 to 10
Countries.
other countries. And crazy stuff like
Yeah.
Estonia and Australia.
For sure.
And
Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, and with over 5,000 attendees showing up in a very small community like that, it can be very overwhelming and intimidating at first. But everyone, all the businesses had a great time, had a great experience. All of the fans, they just are so amazing. And
yeah, it's a great community.
it really is. So I think it was a successful event. We're currently doing our post-mortem, style review of,
and we do listen to your feedback.
do.
So if you attended,
We
you
do.
have a survey, we're serious about that
Yep.
stuff. We don't just blow it off, and we do it to make people feel
Right.
better.
And-
but we literally listen to it
Yeah.
because we can't see everything that
No.
happens all the time. And one of my favorite things is going on YouTube after these events
And seeing all the videos.
everyone's different experiences.
Yeah.
Because never what we
No.
experience.
No. We were like, oh my gosh, that actually happened?
Yeah,
That's
we're in
so
the
much
back
fun.
Dealing with some, putting out some fire.
Some fire.
In some cases, literally.
Literally.
So it's fun for us to see all the videos that people
Yeah.
post afterwards. So thank you for doing that, and thanks for supporting and taking a leap of faith. 5,000 of you took the chance of coming
Right.
out to an event that's never happened before,
Yes.
and we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So thanks for tuning in. WastelandJamboree.com, ButterPopcornEntertainment.com,
Butter Popcorn
a
Productions.
bunch of other pop.coms and com.com. And we'll catch you on the next episode of What's What with Old Man Liver.
Woota.
It's what's what? It's what's what?